Let me also welcome on board the management then of Greaves Cotton. We've got the MD and the Group CEO, Nagesh Basavanhalli, joining in on the show right now. Nagesh, hi, good morning. Good to have you on the show. Your diversification strategy, Nagesh, which began about 4 years ago, as I recall, has paid off amidst the pandemic as well. Tell us what exactly were the strategic steps that you took to ensure that the strategy works and you continue to see growth?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show. Like you said, about a couple of years ago, we took a strategic pivot. We said strategically we wanted to get closer to our consumer. We wanted to organize the unorganized, and we wanted to get flow to full value life cycle extraction. So what does this mean? In the last quarter that we announced the results, the March ending quarter, if you see almost 30% of our revenue in a pandemic situation where our major bread and butter, our engine business, automotive engine business was down 60%, 30% of our revenue in that quarter came from new businesses started in the last 4 years. So what were the key initiatives? We diversified from auto engines to non-auto engines, which means engines for non-auto applications like construction, marine, defense, etc. And that has paid off. We've been growing significantly there. The non-auto engines grew almost like 56% in Q4 versus the previous Q4. Then when you look at electric mobility, which was another strategic pivot in the two-wheeler and three-wheeler, that grew almost, when you look at it in terms of Q4 to Q4, almost 69%. Obviously, albeit at a lower volume. But clearly, some of these new initiatives, whether it is the non-auto engines, e-mobility, our foray into Greaves Retail, and now Greaves Finance are some of the newer initiatives.
Interesting. Since you did talk about the non-auto small engine business, tell me how much has it recovered to pre-COVID levels and what's the growth visibility here?
Yeah, so when I look at, I'll break this up into two categories if I can. So the automotive engines, which is a traditional three-wheeler engines or last mile transportation, where we were a market leader, right? That due to shared mobility concerns, short-term still faces pressure, right? When you look at the current quarter and stuff like that, right? And we do expect that with the unlocking of the economy, that will improve, right? And clearly, we are working with our three-wheeler OEM partners on that. But when I look at the non-auto engines and the two-wheeler, three-wheeler electric mobility, I think both of those areas are continuing to see demand, even through the unlocking or even through the lockdown period, because constructions, marine, some of those other infra projects have increased. Personal mobility, especially in the two-wheeler and the three-wheeler lower end of the pyramid, has increased because people want personal mobility now. So we do definitely see strong tailwinds there.
Okay. I wanted to understand how the company is dealing with the rise in commodity prices. Is this, a huge concern when it comes to your overall financials?
So clearly, that's a very good point. So clearly, just like the industry, we are facing that, and we are dealing with it in two ways. In the case of our B2B businesses, we have contracts with our OE partners, and we have commodity price increases at a particular interval. Sometimes, of course, depending on the contract, it comes in with a little bit of a lag, but there is a mechanism to recover that. Then in terms of our B2C businesses, obviously, we are continuing to watch the market and take price increases where possible and on a related basis. The last but not the least, obviously, it's the operating efficiencies. Right through the pandemic last year, we took an internal goal of taking out 10% plus fixed costs. We did that. We have consolidated plants. Now we are into one mega site in Aurangabad for all of our traditional business, one mega site for Ranipet for all of our e-mobility business. So the operational efficiencies and that will continue, also aided by price increases in the market. That's how we're going to handle that. So clearly, it is a challenge.
Okay, fair enough. And what are you making of the incentive for the electric two-wheelers to be increased to from 10,000 to 15,000 per kWh? And how much of a positive does this spell out for your company?
I think as we've all seen, first with the CM2 policy, what we're addressing, and recently in the last couple of days, couple of state governments, including the Gujarat government, has announced some incentives. Delhi was first to the party, so we're seeing a lot of state governments also offer EV incentives. So that clearly it's a very welcome move. It will directly benefit the end consumer. So because the benefits have been transferred, we've already announced the flow through to the customer, right? And we also believe that it will overall help in terms of spurring not only the overall EV sales, but clearly the mainstreaming of the EV ecosystem over a period of time. Because clearly this industry has some challenges. There is category awareness, there is some issues of range and financing. So some of these incentives definitely goes a long way to help move the needle, and we continue to work with our dealer partners to kind of move forward with that.
Okay, your stock is certainly a buzz in today's trading session. Just want to get in a quick note from you. Any message to your shareholders, strategy, long-term plans?
So I think you people like you are more experts in the stock market, so I won't comment on that. But what I would say is, in terms of the messaging, our diversification strategy is working. We are seeing the results. We were one of the earlier movers we saw the disruption coming. We started moving in a couple of different diversified areas. We will continue to double down and invest in not only the forward-looking, but the new age businesses, which have a long and a sustainable future, albeit in terms of either people capability, manufacturing or capex capability, as we've announced in Ranipet, also in terms of dealers and technology and all of that stuff. So stay tuned, but we remain committed to kind of investing and growing in some of these new emerging businesses as well.
We wish you all the very best. Thanks very much for those details. The stock up and away, nearly 8% in trade.